welcome to Kerry's Cards. Thank you for joining me on today's tutorial. We're going to show you how to make a triple gatefold card. So it looks like that from above, but when it folds down, it folds nice and neatly into a little A6 envelope because it's 4 inches by 5 3/4 and folds up nice and tidy. We're going to be using the beautiful Mediterranean blooms patterned paper from Stampin' Up. And so let's get crafting. I'll pop that one there so you can see it and screenshot all along. We're going to have, I was going to decide whether to do Daffodil Delight yellow or Granny Apple, no, Old Olive. I think I'm going to stick with the Old Olive. I think the yellow's a bit bright, so I'm sticking with the Old Olive. And then I've got some offcuts of designer series paper or pretty pattern paper, the Mediterranean blooms. That is blues on one side and all the oranges and yellows on the other. And this is what I've got left over from my whole pack. But I know there's just enough here to be able to make this card here. So we'll use those offcuts. I've got 2 pieces that I've already pre-cut of white card for the inside and the back of the card for you to write your messages. And these are 3 3/4 by 5 1/2, 2 lots, 2 times. I'll put that to one side, and then 1 sheet of A4 Old Olive card. Now, if you follow the instructions the way I cut it, you should get all the pieces of card that you need out of 1 piece of card to make the triple gatefold card. I'm just trying to find another piece here for you, and then from there. So let's get crafting even rather than from there. We need a piece of card here. This needs to be 4 inches on the short side. And then from here, we're going to twist it round 90 degrees. And we're going to measure at 9 3/4. And then I want you to score at 1 inch, 2 inch, 7 3/4 inches, and 8 3/4 inches. Then we're going to turn it back 90 degrees. And on the 1 inch line, I'm using the 1 inch on this side of my trimmer. I'm going to take my cutting blade and I'm going to cut up to the second score line from the bottom, lift it up, drop it back to the top, and then cut down to the second score line, which should be 2 inches from that bit. So I've cut, the reason for that is I'm going to cut these 2 pieces out here. One, 2. So that is the bottom layer of our card already there. Then taking this piece, you're going to cut across the top. We're going to make some pieces now that are 3 inches by 2 7/8. So we're going to cut at 3 inches first and just cut that all the way down to the bottom. Then we're going to turn it round 90 degrees, and I want you to cut at 2 7/8. And then to repeat that again, so 2 7/8. So that's your 2 side panels here that we've just made. We then also need 2 3 inch by 2 inch pieces. So it's already at 3 inches, so we'll cut that at 2 inch. And 2 inch again. Put that over there. Now I want you to turn this round 90 degrees, and we're going to score this time at 1 inch and 2 inch. And repeat, so on the long edge at the top, so 1 inch and 2 inch. So you have 2 pieces there. Okay. Now using this last little pieces that we have here, this should be, if my calculations are right, 2 inches by 1 7/8. So it should already 1 7/8. You just need to line it, just a small slither off that piece. Really tiny piece. Then you rotate it 90 degrees. And we're going to cut this at 2 inches twice, which should be in half. Yeah, perfect. So there's our 2 pieces the same size there. So that is all of our pieces of card that we need to cut for the base of the card. Then we need some pretty pattern paper. So I'm going to use this yellow side here. And we need 2 pieces by 2 3/4. Let's cut that one first. Now remember, if your patterned paper has a pattern on it that makes it go upright, then make sure that you're cutting it so that your design, when you pop it on there, will be at the right way up. So this one, for example, you want to make sure that this width here is the same as the top of the card there. So that's 2 5/8. So when we turn it round, this is 2 5/8 I'm cutting here, which is the next big one after the halfway mark. Let's do it again, 2 5/8. Just check I've got the right one. 2, 3. There. 2 5/8. So that fits on that one there and that one there. And then we need 2 smaller pieces. I had some offcuts somewhere. There they are. And I think I should be able to get them out of here. And you want them to be 1 3/4 by 1 5/8. So it's too small. 1 5/8 though. 5/8, perfect. And 2 3/4. No, sorry, 1 3/4. 1 3/4. And then using this piece, 1 5/8. 4, 5 to that one. And then 2 3/4. No, 1 3/4, sorry, 1 3/4. Goodness me. Numbers all over the place today. So that's those pieces there. So what we need next, on the back of this card here, I've cut out some of the lemons. So let's cut a couple of the lemons out. I'm actually going to use these ones that have got bits missing off them because I'm going to pop them on the edge of the card. So let's just put my trimmer away because I don't need that anymore. Get my scissors. And then let's do a little bit of cutting. Fussy cutting. Now there's a couple of ways you can do fussy cutting. You can cut it with a little bit of a white edge round, which I'm doing in this instance here, and this is much, much quicker to do. And it won't matter because we're layering it onto white card. So it doesn't matter whether you're slightly off kilter in some bits or a little bit more white on other sides than. Whereas if you go right to the edge, you've got to take a little bit more care to make sure you don't leave any white behind, which can be a bit problematic after time, especially if you're in a rush. So that's one cut, and then I'm going to cut, so that's going to go on one side. So if I look at my white layer for the inside, I'm going to pop that one on there. So I could do with one up there. I'm going to cut this little corner piece out here. Pop that one up there. Do we need any more? I think that's enough. So that's what we're going to do there. Okay, so let's put our card together then. Pop that over there. So we can see here we've got our score lines on our first bit that we did. So we need to bend them in so that they meet and make it a square card, so that that's 4 inches by 5 3/4. And get your bone folder, because remember this is going to be a moving card, so you need to make sure you burnish all of your edges. Make it hold down. So essentially you've got a mountain fold and a valley fold. Mountain fold, valley fold. We need to do the same with these other 2 pieces we've got here. Of course, create a little zigzag. 2 zigzags, and we'll bone fold those as well. Score them. Now what we're going to do here is we need to make it so that it's a Z. As you look at it from above, it's a Z shape. And then this part of the Z shape is going to fit underneath there. So we're extending our arms of our card. So I'm going to get my glue. A little bit of glue on, and then fold it underneath and hold it. Make sure that it's flat and level across the bottom there, so that it doesn't rock when it stands up, so that it's all the same level. And then we'll do the same on this side. But again, we've now got an S on this side because we want this bit here. And that's going to slide underneath. I'm going to make sure that it all folds in nice and flat. Let's hold it in place. Whilst they're drying, let's pop our layers on here. On this side. And then let's do the same with these 2. Right, now then, let's put our card together. So put our white base on first. Oh, I've got a bit of fluff there. So there's our white layer. You could, of course, keep this and carry on and use the same patterned paper as what we've used on the front 2 tabs. So we could have carried on and put a layer of that in there as well. But I've chosen to do white here. Let's pop that one up there so it looks like they're hanging from the top. Then we take our 2 pieces of big card. Now you'll notice if you pop it that way, it's going to be too short. So make sure you've popped it on the right way round. So it should be the whole length of the arm piece we've created there. And what we just need to do is pop glue on this bit here, this one, because if we do it on the other one, it won't open up, it won't fold properly. Oh, no, that's wrong. Oh, that's wrong. Don't do that because that's really wrong. So how do I going to correct that then? So what I should have is it needs to be on this one here. So we need to do it on this glue here, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm going to try and fix that. We'll put some glue on here. And luckily my pattern doesn't matter which way round it goes. So it goes nice and neat into the corner. And again, when it folds flat, make sure the levels, if you fold it in, then you know that you're all level across the bottom. Now on this one, I'm going to cut myself a piece of card to cover that glue, so otherwise it won't stick. So it needs to be 3 inches by 1 inches. Oopsies. I'm going to do just shy of 3 inches, of 1 inch. And just shy of 3 inches because I don't want it to... All I'm doing is trying to cover the glue that I've popped on there. There we go. So that's going to stop it sticking. Nobody will ever know, look. So let's take the next one, and we need to put the glue on here. And we'll line it up again. And then that should, in theory, fold in. So that's our gatefold number 1, our first gatefold done. And then for our second gatefold, we're going to put our glue on these outer ones. And again, make sure that you line up and get the right height for our tabs. Oh, gone a bit wonky. And there's our tabs there. Just hold them down a little bit while the glue sets. And there you have your other gatefold, another gatefold card. So you could write a greeting on there of some format. Let's put our white card on the back to make sure it's, you can either write there as well. There we go. Now I'm wondering actually whether if we fold it back like that, we could possibly stamp something in there. But let's just put some diamantes on, or some little gems. Oh. When it's shut, let's pop it down like that. There's a couple on there. Now I've got some tags here. So on this one, I've used one of the smaller tag and stamped the image from, or the wordings from Everyday Greetings, which is currently in the new online specials for Stampin' Up. So it's got some lovely little wordings in there. So on your and then birthday. We could do the same here, or we might turn this into, we could pop our greetings in there. We could even stamp an image there where I've got white there. But I think it'd be quite nice to have a tag on it somewhere. So we could put a tab on there. That would be quite nice, like that. Okay, let's do that. So let's stamp an image on there. What one shall we go for? Let's go for Where There Is Heartache, Let There Be Healing, because it could be a nice card for somebody that's going through a rough time. There we are, that one should fit. Let's get a block and we'll do it in Old Olive as well. Let's get some nice little ribbon or string to make a little bit of a bow. Just about half and half your string, or cotton twine this is. I've got this one in a coordinating lime twist, I think it is, or lemon twist. But you could just use plain white, because obviously we've got white in the back of the card. Now remember, when we're going to stick this on, it'd be quite nice if it's symmetrical. So let's try and make it symmetrical, but we only want it to be glued on one side, because otherwise it won't open properly, the card won't. So let's just pop it on this side. And I'm gonna, if I can find my foam pads, here we go. So I'm going to twist it over, and I know I only want to put foam pads on this half of the tab. Let's take them off. And then fold it down, open those two bits on the side there. And I'm going to try and make it so it's centered as best as possible. And there we have. You could have got a thinking of you. Yeah, we've got a thinking of you. We could put the thinking of you up there. Let's see if that works. It might be too big. That's a bit too big. Let's pop the thinking of you there. Let's get my granny old olive back. Maybe if I take that gem off and pop that gem over there, then I might have a little bit more space. There we go. There we are, that's good. And there you have another way of making a 3-level gatefold card. Okay. So we've got the one there with just the happy birthday on your birthday. And again, make sure when I've stuck it on, I've only stuck it on half of the tab. And I've used a different pattern paper there, so it's gone up in size. We've gone small, medium and large. This one I'd run out of that nice lemon paper, so I've just done the same papers everywhere, all the way. And if you just hang there a minute. Here's another example I've done. This is my prototype where I've used the wooden effect, pretty papers, and that helps. More of a masculine, I suppose. I could put some of the tools on or things like that. So that's a couple of different ways that you can make a triple fold gate card. So I hope you enjoyed making that. Have fun and let me know how you get on. Many thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye bye.